Somebody shout out increase, increase. Encourage your neighbor and tell them get ready for increase. Hallelujah. Oh my God. Romans chapter 8, verses 24 and 25. We'll read those two for the sake of brevity, but keep your Bible ready. We'll reference other verses to contextualize it as we go. Romans 8, 24 and 25 reads this way. For we were saved in this hope. But hope that is seen is not hope. For why does one still hope for what he sees? But if we hope for what we do not see, we eagerly wait for it with perseverance. The word of the Lord for people of God. Father, bless us indeed. Enlarge our territory. Give us more of your word. More of your manifestation of your word. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. As you take your seat, I'll reread verse 25 and welcome those who are watching us as we are streaming. Thank you for being with us in worship today. Verse 25 says, "But if we hope for what we do not see, we eagerly wait for it with perseverance." I want to talk to you from the subject, it's invisible, but it's inevitable. It's invisible, but it's inevitable. Somebody, I don't see it yet, but it's on the way. It's invisible, but it's inevitable. Believers like you and me are presently engaged in a promissory relationship with God. The promises of God are declarations of not yet existing realities from the future of truth. In other words, from the eternal perspective, it's already done. All of God's promises are yes and amen. And it has already been settled in heaven. But eternal truths are expressed in the realm of time through the language of promise. And the language of promise is to be received by faith. Somebody say faith. Faith is confidence in the reality of something, even in the absence of sensory evidence. And so the promises of God are to be received by faith. And not only are the promises of God to be believed, but they also are to be expected. Expected to become part of the actual experience of those who have hope. For hope is the expectation of our faith. In other words, Christian hope says sooner or later, I'm going to see and receive what I believe God promised he will do. Somebody say sooner or later. Sooner or later. Which means if it doesn't manifest today, I'm looking for it tomorrow. But sooner or later, God will do what he said he will do. Lift that, because in the inspired text, Paul tells the church at Rome that our hope in the promises of God, if it is hope, it must be at least temporarily invisible. For hope that is seen is not hope. So please be advised that as the thing which has been settled in heaven transverses the realm of eternity into the realm of time, there will be a period of time when that which we are anticipating is actually invisible. And when it's invisible, people may make fun of you. When it's invisible, people will not understand what you are celebrating. People will not understand your praise because it is invisible. And yet, Paul says, it is on the way. And its arrival is inevitable. I don't know what God specifically promised you or the person next to you, but you need to know that right now its present invisibility does not negate its inevitability. In other words, tell somebody next to you, if you got hope, it's going to happen. In the meantime, what must we do? Paul says in the text, in the meantime, while that which has been settled in heaven is traveling into time, we must persevere. You know what persevere means? It means hang on. It means hold on. It means don't let go. Look at somebody and tell them, whatever you do, don't let go. Whatever you do, don't give up. Whatever you do, don't lose hope, because he that shall come will come. Wait for what God has promised. Persevere means eagerly wait for what God has promised based on our persuasion, as he says in verse 18, leading up to our text, he says, because I thought about it. I thought about the fact that I have some promises that I do not see yet. And I thought about the fact that I'm going through some seasons of struggle while I'm waiting. I've had times when the enemy has tried to convince me to give up. And I've taken all of that into consideration. And having taken all of that into consideration, I reckon, which means I thought about it. This is a reasonable decision. And I'm not crazy. I've looked at the promises. And I've looked at the persecution. And I've heard the enemy trying to get me to give up. I thought about it. And I reckon that the sufferings of the present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory that shall be revealed. In other words, the revelation, although it is presently invisible, is inevitable. For what God has promised will be revealed sooner or later. Paul is inspired to inform and remind us that this glorious hope of the gospel assures us that in spite of what it looks like now, better days are coming. I think I already said something to somebody. I brought you here on a Thursday afternoon just to assure you that better days are coming. Would you preach to your neighbor? Tell somebody next to you. Write it if you're watching us while we're streaming. Make a comment to assure somebody else who's watching. Put this down. Better days are coming. Come on, use your preaching voice. Better days are coming. You may not see any sign of better days yet, but the promise of God is that better days are coming. Does anybody still believe that weeping may, but joy will? It may endure for a night, but you can rest on God's promise that joy is coming. You may not see any sign of it yet, but expect it anyhow. Be on the lookout for a glorious turn of events. Tell somebody things are about to turn in your favor. Just when it looks darkest, things are about to turn in your favor. It may be invisible right now, but Paul reminds believers like you and me that it's inevitable. Somebody say inevitable. Is it? The devil can take his best shot, but he cannot stop it. Why? He says it's inevitable because it's already embedded. It is. It's already embedded, which means it's already in you. Look at verse 22. Verse 22 is embedded. He says, for we know that the whole creation groans and labors with birth pangs together until now. Not only that, but we also, who have the first fruits of the Spirit, even we ourselves groan, here it is the embedded, within ourselves. In other words, Paul tells the church of believers like you and me that we're pregnant. That's really what he says. That's really what he says. He really says, look at somebody and tell them I'm pregnant. All that means, don't hit me up here. All that means is that God put, he said, the first fruits of the Spirit. All it means is that he said, God put something in my belly that's got to manifest in my life. In other words, Paul says we're pregnant. In fact, the Message translation of this same, Peterson's Message translation of this same text puts it this way: like all creation, we too are feeling the birth pangs. These sterile and barren bodies of ours are yearning for full deliverance. That is why waiting does not diminish us any more than waiting diminishes a pregnant mother. text says, we are enlarged by the waiting. Good. Oh my God. He says, we don't see what's enlarging us because it is within us. But the longer we wait, the larger we become. And the more joyful our expectancy period. In other words, we've been impregnated by the promises of God. And we're learning to enjoy not just the delivery, but we're enjoying the pregnancy. In other words, enjoy the process on your way to the promise. In other words, if you can shout in the process, then surely you'll shout in the promise. Look at your neighbor and tell him, I don't have to wait. I can shout right now. Because I feel God stretching out in me. So even though we don't see the day of our deliverance, he says we can feel it kicking. I'm talking to somebody. I hope you hear me in the spirit. I'm talking to somebody that God has shown you and put a business in your belly, put a dream in your belly. And your natural circumstances don't show any sign, but because it's in you, every time you think about giving up, you feel something kicking. That's why your neighbor runs and ain't nobody chasing them. That's why we cry and ain't nothing wrong. Look at your neighbor, tell them ain't nothing wrong. I just feel my promise kicking in my belly. Let me know that my deliverance is on the way. Look at somebody tell me, I feel it kicking. I feel it kicking. That's why I can't give up. No, I can't see it, but I can feel it. Every kick reminds me that delivery is on the way. Every kick reminds me that he's going to turn things around. Every kick reminds me that he's brought me too far to give up now. There's a seed of righteousness embedded. So it's going to happen. Right now it's invisible. But it's inevitable because it's already embedded. And not only is it embedded, but it's invisible because it's inevitable because it's been embedded. And it's inevitable because I got an intercessor. Ask your neighbor, are you praying for me? I'm praying for you. Are you praying me? Since you sit next to me, will you pray for me? Will you believe the God of miracles, signs, and wonders for me? Since we all in here together, since we all watching at the same time streaming, would you tell somebody, I'm praying for you, 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 I'm praying that everything God put in your spirit comes into your life. I'm praying that every dream comes to pass. I'm praying that every vision he showed you manifests in your situation. Tell your neighbor, I'm praying for you. It's inevitable because it's embedded and because I got an intercessor. Verse 26, he says, likewise, the Spirit helps us in our weakness. Because sometimes when you can't see your way out, you get a little weak. I know you're a strong believer, but do I have anybody in here that can honestly testify? Sometimes I get a little weak along the way. Sometimes pregnancy is uncomfortable. Sometimes you get weak. He says, but you got help. So that when you're weak, you got strong help. Look at somebody tell them, I got strong help. I got strong help. That's why you can't give up on me. That's why, be careful how you judge me when you see me looking weak, because when I am weak, I got strong help. He says, for the Spirit helps us in our weaknesses. Here's the intercessory. So we do not know how we should pray as we ought. while we're waiting on the promise, sometimes our frustrations get in our prayer life. We do not know how to pray as we are. But the Spirit Himself. You understand that? God said, you don't know how to pray to me right. So what's going to happen is, I'm going to pray to me for you. Because I know what you mean. Because I know you better than you know yourself. So why don't you take your mouth off of it? Well, why don't you take your hands off of it? Well, why don't you let me pray through you? The Spirit makes intercession for us with groanings. He said, I'm going to speak for you with groaning. Sometimes you don't have the right sentences. I wish I had a neighbor. Is there anybody tell your neighbor, if you hear me making noise, you don't have to understand it. Because I'm not really talking to you at this very moment. I'm glad we're here today, but my prayers at this moment are really for an audience of one. And He understands me. And sometimes I can't find the words, but sometimes all I got is I wish I had some people in here who know how to travail in the Spirit. Open your mouth and just holler. Sometimes I just gotta let the Holy Ghost talk through me. Hey, how about Hosea? Sometimes I just gotta let Him say it for me. Look at somebody tell him, the Holy Ghost is praying for you. He's praying for you. All He wants to do is use your mouth. Can He pray? He don't need your words. He just wants your mouth. Open your mouth and let Him talk for you. Open your mouth and let Him intercede for you. Open your mouth and groan in the Holy Ghost. Sometimes as children of hope, we don't pray right. Be honest, sometimes we don't pray at all. Oh, what peace we often forfeit. Oh, what needless pains we bear. Oh, because we do not carry not some things, but everything. Tap your neighbor, tell them, pray about everything. Pray about everything. Pray when you wake up in the morning. Pray on your way through work. Pray your way through school. Pray your way through your struggle. Pray your way. Prayer is good prenatal care. It'll bring your baby forth healthy and strong. It is. Sometimes we don't pray right. Because sometimes the stuff that's going around us, the things we're going through in life, seem bigger than the God who promised to bring us through. I know you churchy, but if you could really be honest, you say sometimes what I'm going through seems bigger than the God who promised to bring me through. I prefer the seems, but if you be honest, sometimes what I'm going through seems to be bigger than the God who promised to bring me through. Sometimes the diagnosis seems bigger than Jehovah Rapha. Sometimes my financial struggle seems bigger than Jehovah Jireh. Sometimes the drama I'm going through seems bigger than Jehovah Shalom. But the key word is seems. So the Holy Ghost has to kick in and say, let me take over your prayers. Because you're praying from a place of defeat. I need you to pray from a place of victory. Because you are more than a conqueror. You're praying from a place of eyesight. But your intercessor wants to pray from a place of insight. You're praying according to what may be surrounding you. But your intercessor wants to pray from what's within you. You're praying from your eyes, but your intercessor wants you to pray from your belly. For if you believe on me, as the scriptures have said, then out of your belly shall flow. Hit your neighbor, tell him, let it flow, let it flow. There's a praise in your belly. There's a prayer in your belly. There's a breakthrough in your belly. There's worship in your belly. Open your mouth and let it flow. Once you get it in your belly, it'll show up in your checkbook. Once you get it in your belly, it'll show up on your x-ray. Once you get it in your belly, it'll show up in your trauma and in your drama. Look at your neighbor and tell him he's going to show up. It may be invisible, but it's embedded. And it's being, I got intercession. You know, in other words, he said, it's embedded. But you need to know, and I got to close, your intercessor is a midwife. So that's what he does. He says, he searches the mind of God, and then he comes back and tells you, God's got you on his mind. He said, I know you feel, you said, I feel forgotten. And you come back, he said, let me tell you, God's thinking about you right now. I'm your intercessor because you got so much stuff blocking you and hindering your prayers. That your prayers in your mind, your intellect, can't reach where it needs to reach. He said, so you got to shift now. You've been praying in the understanding. Now I need you to pray in the spirit. So what the Spirit is going to do is go places that are beyond your intellectual understanding. It's going to go to the throne of glory for you and intercede and say your child is in trouble. They're getting discouraged because they don't see it yet. They don't see how you're going to make a way. They don't see how you're going to flip this diagnosis. They don't see how you're going to put food on the table. They don't see it. And then he says, but I hear the mind of God. And then he comes back and says, listen, for I know the thoughts that I think towards you. I know you feel forgotten, but you need to know that God has you on his mind right now. So his job is to say, don't abort what God put in you. His job is to be the midwife who says that word, that dream, that vision that God embedded in you, it's going to come full term. I'm telling you something. Look at somebody tell me it's going to come full term. It's going to come. My job as your midwife is to encourage you to keep pushing. I got to leave here, but shake your neighbor, be their midwife, and tell them keep pushing. I've been interceding for you. I've been praying for you like Jesus prayed for Peter. Not that you wouldn't go through anything, but that your faith will not fail. Look at somebody, tell them I'm praying that you keep pushing. Nudge them real quick and tell them push. Push until that dream God put in your belly becomes a visible reality. Somebody shout push until the word of healing God put in you shows up on your x-ray. Somebody shout push until the provision you need meets the need that you need it to be. Somebody yell push, because what you're going through is temporarily invisible, but it is inevitable. Don't give up. Tell somebody push. Push until broken pieces come together. Push until your situation turns in your favor. You may not see it coming together, but tell your neighbor, keep pushing. It's coming together. How do you know? Because this we know, that all things, not some things. Paul goes on to say all things. Look at somebody say everything. Everything you facing, everything you dealing with, all things are working together for the good of them who love the Lord. Does anybody love him? Does anybody love him? Isn't he lovable? Isn't he worthy? Oh, give him praise. Tell your neighbor, push yourself to praise your way through. Push yourself. Clap your hands and push yourself. Open your mouth and encourage yourself. Open your mouth and give him glory. It's on the Tell them it's inevitable. God will do what he said he will do. You want to carry somebody who can't see it yet. You know, eyesight is not the only kind of sight.
That's right. That's right.
There's insight. There's perception. That's why you can feel it. Kicking in you. Squeeze your neighbor's hand. I can feel things turning in my favor. I can feel things turning in my favor. I can feel it. But you know, where is it? I don't see it. But I feel it. Every time I think about giving up, I feel it kicking. Because what's in me is protesting my proclivity to sin. I'm going to say that again. I got something in me that keeps protesting my proclivity to sin. There's something in me that just won't let me give up. David put it this way: I had fainted, except I had believed to see the goodness of the Lord. Can't see it yet, but I got hope. That's what makes it hope. One day my hope is going to be in my hand. Oh Lord, haste the day with my faith shall be sight. But until then, the Message translation says, waiting doesn't make a mother smaller, it makes her bigger. Isaiah put it similarly when he said, they that wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. Waiting is not making you weak. That's what the enemy's trying to tell you. Waiting is actually increasing your endurance. And what's in you is kicking and moving because it's positioning itself for delivery. Father, in Jesus' name, I pray for every child of hope that's in the room today. Thank you for reminding us that our heyday is not behind us. It's ahead of us. For eyes have not seen, ears have not heard the great things God has in store for those who love him. But he has revealed it in the Spirit, by the Spirit. Which means I don't see it in the natural, but I already see victory in the Spirit. In the name of Jesus, we give you glory. And we say, amen. Hug somebody.